Hello, 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 and welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another budgeting vlog. This is budgeting vlog number 4. Today we are talking about January 2025, the first month of the year. Today is Sunday, February 2nd. And we are going to go through everything that I made and spent in January as a 37-year-old single working mom with a 10-year-old son living in Michigan. I live in a smaller town in Michigan. So we are going to go ahead and share my screen and we're going to jump right into it. If you have watched these before, then you will know that I don't hold back. I am going to show you every single thing, every cent that I made and spent. Now, I am confused because I realized that you guys couldn't see my face alongside my screen when I was looking back at the last one, and I wanted to make sure you could see me at the same time just to, keep up that connection with you guys, but I don't know if it's working or not. So we might just have to do without it. But, anyways, okay. So I'm going to hide this menu up here from myself. There's that. And we are going to go to, we're just going to do it this way because it'll be easier for me. Okay, January 2025. So we are going to go through my income, my expenses, my bills, and my debt. So the difference between expenses and bills is expenses are my everyday living expenses like food, um, going out, grocery shopping, hanging out with friends, anything my son needs, any clothes or shoes he needs, clothes or shoes I need, beauty products, beauty appointments, cleaning supplies, business supplies for my small business or one of them, any day-to-day things, car gas, car maintenance, stuff like that. Whereas bills, those are monthly recurring bills like rent, utilities, um, internet, phone, subscriptions, anything that I know is coming every single month. So you could look at it as expenses are your variable expenses, whereas bills are your fixed expenses, if that's easier for your brain. So those are a couple different ways that you can think of it. And then debt is obviously debt payments. I include loans, I include credit card payments, I include pay in four payments, I include anything like that, student loans, taxes if I owe my taxes, which I don't this year, thank God. I did owe a couple years ago and that sucked. That's the only year I only had to owe 1 year. And it was, of course, the year that I made the most money in my life. and, and then income is anything that I've made from my multiple streams of income. I do have multiple things that I do. And if you want to go back and watch any of the previous budgeting vlogs, I do go more into depth with all of this, but that is just a quick rundown for those of you that have been here before. So this is January of 2025, and I love these charts here. By the way, once again, I need to give credit to the Etsy shop that sold this to me. I did not create this one. I do have a month-to-month tracker that I did create myself. So I always link this below for you guys. I'm saying it out loud, so I remember to do that. And of course, if you ever have any questions, comments, concerns, hopes, dreams, fears, anything you want to talk about, you can always pop those in the comments. Okay, so we are going to go down, and I always start with my income because that's the fun part, right? Like that's what we really want to see. So we're going to go down here. And by the way, these were my predictions. So this is what I expected to have for income, expenses, bills, debt, and savings and leftover. And this is what I actually had. So just overall, I mean, I would say this is a really solid month, but we'll get into all the details. So for my income, I am a health coach. So that is this income. I actually will not be doing Mary Kay anymore. December of 2024 was my last month selling Mary Kay. I just really needed to cut down on my responsibilities. I was feeling really overwhelmed last year. And if you've been watching the vlogs and you know that, and I've really been trying to say no more, cut down on things, not work as much, as hard as it is for me to say no and turn down opportunities. That is something that I'm working on. So I'm no longer doing that. I don't really clean houses anymore. I do clean for a friend of mine who owns a nail salon in exchange for nail services, which is great. I love bartering. So I guess I can take that off too because I'm not really doing it. And then SSI is supplemental security income. That's my son's social security because he does have a disability. And since he's a minor, obviously it comes to me. And of course, that goes into everything that involves raising him. And, you know, that's about it for that. Facebook Marketplace, I haven't really been selling on there either. This is my full-time job income. So this month, because it was a longer month and just the way that the calendar worked out, I did get 3 paychecks. Normally, I get 2 paychecks. I do get paid every 2 weeks, and my paychecks are around $1,000 each time. So I get paid about $500 a week at my full-time job. And then this is my part-time job or one of my side hustles as an independent contractor for Best Version Media. I'm a content coordinator for 2 local magazines, and that's $1,000 every month. That doesn't really change unless I get some kind of commission or bonus, which I've only gotten one so far. And that's if I help to bring in a new advertiser into the magazine, but that's not my primary role. So that's not something that I get paid out from a lot. And then social media management, I just have one social media client. I do social media for a local business and I get paid $50 per hour for that side hustle. And so, kind of just depending on how many hours I work that month, is what I'll get paid. And we do have a cap of 6 hours just because that is her budget right now. So, in December, I worked 6 hours, right? Yeah. So in December, I worked, yeah. And this, I'm like trying to do math here. In December, I worked 6 hours. So it was 300 that I was paid the first week of January. So that's what that is. Gifts, self-explanatory, miscellaneous. I've gone over this before, but I do a lot of other random things, surveys, different games and stuff like that online. This is if I get any like rebates or refunds or anything like that as well. I haven't gotten anything for being an influencer in a while, but I'm leaving that up there because I want to manifest more of that. And then child support, I don't always get it. Kind of depends on, personal things. But I did get child support in January. And when I do get it, it is $398.50 a month. Okay. So that's why I didn't put it in the expected. I always want to err on the side of caution when it comes to my income. And I want to try to live based on the lowest amount that I think I'm going to receive. Okay. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to make a copy of this for February because I have not put together my February budget yet, which we may or may not do in this video. I'll see how I feel in a few minutes. Okay. Okay. Now I have to go back to that. Okay. So my grand total for income was $7,019.14. So that was about double what I thought I was going to receive. So definitely a huge blessing there. And then my amount left at the end of the month was $2,915.97, about $3,000. That is the most that I've ever had left over at the end of a month. If you look at last year's month to month tracker, I'll just go to the average to make it easy. So my 2024 average for what was left over at the end of the month was $830.70, about 75 cents. So that is like over triple what I normally have. at the end of the month. So that is amazing. I'm very, very grateful, just very grateful about that. And that's something that I want to continue and keep up so that I don't have to worry about what I'm going to do once the new month starts and how I'm going to live for the next couple of weeks until I get paid. Where my money went. So I'm not going to go through every single one of these because it takes a long time, but this just shows where my money went. And this includes expenses, bills, and debt, all kind of consolidated here. But I do keep track of the top 4 categories, which I put on my month-to-month tracker. So we'll look at that in a second. Expenses. So again, this includes food, spent a lot of money on food, social life, didn't have much of a social life. I spent about half the money on gas that I normally do. And that's because I actually had a lot of time off of work, unfortunately, because my son kept getting sick. And then I was sick one day. And he also had like snow days and things like that. So there was just a lot more time spent at home that I wasn't planning on, which was nice, but sometimes it can interfere with stuff too. But household, I spent about double what I thought. I did get some decorations for Valentine's Day. I think that had to do with that. I did not purchase any clothing. Beauty, $152.91. So this includes my monthly Brazilians, and then sometimes I'll get my hair done. Sometimes I'll buy hair dye at the store. This includes any other beauty products from the stores, and any other random appointments. But the only thing I get every single month is my Brazilian, which is about 85 after tax and tip and everything. So I don't know if there's tax on there, but after tip and stuff. So that's why it's always expected to be that. Medical, I did not spend anything on medical, which is also a blessing. Trey and I both have really good health insurance. Education, didn't spend anything. I'm not in school anymore, but I don't know. I guess I'll leave that on there just in case I take a random class or do something. Gift, $50, and I spent $50. That was for my friend's birthday. Pet, I spent 28.26. So I do, and actually I think yesterday I just replenished their food. So this is going to be up in February's budget. But I've explained this before, but I do purchase their food and litter and everything in bulk. So it's, sometimes it's really low, sometimes it's really high. Self-development 3209. I don't remember what that was, but I don't know. Travel 417.54. I was expecting to spend about this much just because in December I took 2 trips. In May I'm taking a trip, and so I'm kind of like paying off some stuff from last month, getting ready for my trip in a couple months. So that's what that is. Trey, $174.63. So this includes anything I do that's just for him. So I take him to Chuck E. Cheese or the Bounce House or bowling, or I take him to McDonald's, or I get him shoes. I had to get him 2 pairs of boots this month. If I get him clothes, if I get him toys, anything special like that, that's going to go in that category. Business supplies, $424.17. So that was high because, like I said, December was my last month selling Mary Kay. And so I was paying for products and things that I needed from the sales from the month before, if that makes any sense. So my income doesn't reflect the sales, but it reflects the expenses for the previous month's sales, because I make 50% of everything I sell with that business. But like I said, I did decide to step out of that for now. Who knows what could happen in the future, but that's what I'm doing right now. And then random 2120. It's just random. I honestly don't even know what that was. Fees, $13.93. So this is overdraft fees, withdrawal fees, transfer fees, any fees. Pretty self-explanatory. Work meetings, $12. Sometimes at work, like we'll get food for a meeting and we'll split the cost, things like that. Car maintenance, I did not have to spend anything, although I did need a new battery. My dad paid for it and I do need to pay him back. So that says 0, but really it should be $160. Reconciliation, I actually did not need to do anything with this category this month, which is amazing. So normally I'm a little off with my budgeting. Like there's usually some discrepancies between my budget here and then like my bank accounts and stuff. So I always try to make it equal. And I did not have to do that for January. Sometimes it's like $5 off, sometimes it's 5 cents off, sometimes it's like $500 off. So that's really good. Books 6244. I've definitely been in my reading era. I'm having so much fun with it, and I've definitely been going crazy with buying the books. Music, nothing. Content, nothing. This is if I pay for like a professional photographer for my content, or like once I get an editor that might go in there, things like that. So that's it for expenses. So it was 1952.62. I was planning on 1480. So, a little higher than I thought, but not horrible. And then my bills are very, very low. Like I've said before, my son and I do live with my parents. We moved back in with them in it was the end of July of 2024. And I am starting to look at apartments. So wish me luck on that. I'm really excited. I found three that I'm going to tour. So hopefully, by this time next year or even sooner, we're going to be in our own place again, which will be really nice. But the really great thing about right now is that my expenses are super low because I only pay $300 a month in rent to my dad. And actually, in January, I paid that late, and I paid January and February together yesterday. So January rent is actually going to be reflected in February's budget. But I also include, like I said before, any other regular bills, like this is my phone, and any subscriptions like Kindle Unlimited, YouTube Premium, Zoom, iCloud for storage, and this is ink for my printer. Canva, I use that for editing my videos and graphics and stuff. Empower, that's a budgeting app. Dropbox, that's also for storage. So it was only $238.92 this month. Savings, you guys know how bad I am at saving, but I did save a whopping $9. So what I like about these apps is Albert and Atlas both automatically save for me, and they use AI to, well, maybe it's just one of them that uses AI. Maybe they both do. But anyway, they somehow calculate what is a reasonable amount for me to save based on what is in my bank account that day. So they thought $9 was enough, I guess. So that is what happened there. But I know now that I'm starting to have more money left over at the end of the month, I'm going to be able to save more of that so that I'm not like saving and then having to pull it out right away to pay for something important, because that was what was happening for a long time. And then debt payments. So like I said, this includes my credit cards, loans, pay in fours, um, anything having to do with debt or pay later things that I'm paying for over time. And so that was $2,075.29. And I was only expecting to pay around 1,000 in debt. And I really want to work on this more and not pay as much in debt every month. But I also like don't want to fall behind. I'm trying to make extra payments. It just sucks to like, I don't know. It's a double-edged sword because it sucks to see so much money come out at once every month. But at the same time, I know if I pay less, then it's just going to prolong the debt payoff more and more. So I don't know, but I am able to do this right now again because we live here and we pay so little in rent, and my utilities are included in the rent. The only thing I have to pay for is my phone. I don't have to pay for internet or anything like that. So yeah, so we're just doing as much as we can right now. And then obviously once I'm paying, $1,500 a month in rent as opposed to 300, I'm going to have to cut down on some things. And then these are all of my expenses. So you guys know how that rolls. They all go down here and then they get added into here. So that is everything for January. And another thing I wanted to do actually was go to my Notion. I should have had this ready for you guys. Sorry, but I forgot and then remembered again. So I really want to go back and revisit my goals that I set for the year. a month ago because I do this all the time where I will make these goals and then never look at them and forget about them. So 2025 will be about finding calm in the chaos and letting peace be my compass. I also did a whole Notion tour, so I'll link to it in a card above so that you guys can see like the whole tour of my Notion as well. Um, but yeah, so personal goals for the year, save enough to move out on my own by summer 2026. I'm changing this to summer 2025. We're doing it this year. I'm not waiting. We're doing it this year. I believe in myself. I'm getting a fat ass tax return. Like, we're going to be able to do this. And don't be jealous. It's because I made so little last year that I was able to get that. Okay. So, read 25 books for 2025. I mean, honestly, I could probably read more. I've already read like three or four in the first month of January. So I feel like I'm ahead of the game, but I'm not going to change that one. But I have a feeling it's going to be more like 30 or 40. And then keep enjoying my relationship. I'm doing that with my boyfriend. I want 30,000 Instagram followers and 1,000 YouTube subscribers. So as of now, I think we have like 272 subscribers on here, which is a lot for me. So thank you so much. I'm really, really excited. And I figure if we break it down, I mean, if we can do like, hold on, let me use a calculator for this. So we have 11 months left in the year. And let's see, 1,000 minus 272 is 728. Let's divide that by 11. So I need 66, like 66 to 67 new subscribers per month, starting with February. So make sure you subscribe if you're not already, and I will love you forever and be eternally grateful because this is my dream and we are making all our dreams come true this year. This is my year, okay? I know everyone says it every year, but this is really my year this time. Okay. Health and fitness, increase my ab definition, get to 130 pounds, lift 40 pounds in each hand. I am increasing my ab definition already. I'm at like 131 pounds right now. So, I mean, I guess I'll leave that, but next week we'll be there, which is amazing. It's been almost 3 years in the making. So, my weight loss journey has not been quick or easy. And I feel like I need to make a video about that because I feel like everyone sees these like overnight transformations, and that just wasn't how it was for me. That's never how it is for me. So, yeah, I feel like we need to talk about that more. Career, 80K income. So that is including all of my hustles, all of my jobs, all of my streams of income, and then celebrate 1 year at my job. So that is going to be in August of 2025. And then let's look at my monthly intentions. Okay, January goals. Get 4,500 steps a day. Did I do that? I think I mostly did that. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but because I have a sit down day job at an office, I don't really have a lot of time to get steps during the week or a lot of opportunities for that. So, let me see. Okay. I don't know why I like forgot how to do this. Okay, so I got to the month. I would say I did pretty good. I mean, it looks like I made my goal like a third of the time. So, yeah, could be better, could be worse. And then get 6.5 hours of sleep a night. Did I do that? I think I can check my phone for that too, actually. So let me go to my health app and we'll look at sleep. And my phone is on 3%. Okay. Okay, it just died. So I guess we'll never know, but it's fine. I do know that it's been getting better, especially the last week or two, with my son being sick and me feeling like I was starting to get sick. I mean, this has really been more of a priority than ever, because I just don't want to burn myself out because that's when I get physically sick and it's not fun. Complete 2 more items on the winter bucket list. Go for a snowy hike. I don't think I did. I did not do any of those things. But yeah, so it started out with 8. I already did the other 5. Save $110, didn't do that. Finished basement shit. Finished most of it, but didn't do it all. So actually we're just gonna keep the same goals for February, honestly, because we're gonna try again. We're gonna have a redo. Okay. All right. So February, winter bucket list, got all of that. Is there anything else that we need to check in on? Yeah, you can go to my Notion tour for all of this. I just want to see if there's anything else that I want to show you now, but I think that's probably it. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to put together my February budget off camera. So it'll be a surprise for you guys come March 1st, what that looks like. But honestly, not much is changing. I would say the biggest thing that's going to change is the travel expenses. Well, no, because I still have that trip coming up. I mean, honestly, I don't think anything is really going to change significantly from January to February, but I could be wrong. We'll see. But thank you so much for being here. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.